President Trump is to give a speech, give an update on Iran war. Hopefully it's good news, not bad news. Meaning that there is going to be no war, that there came to a
We have got to the point where literally
that there is no war and that they came to some sort of agreement. Because listen, I do not want war at all. War is terrible, I do believe that as a nation we do have to protect ourselves, right, from people who would wish this nation harm. But I don't think we should be the country to start a war. Now, with that said, Iran, I agree that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons because I believe that they would use those nuclear weapons against us. And President Trump, he feels that if we didn't do anything, they would get nuclear weapons and then they would use them. And so I see that part of it too, man. Like, Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. And for the Democrats that are going crazy that Trump is starting a war, I kind of see why he's doing it. I mean, I would just say to these Democrats, I don't want a war either, right? Because that puts our men, our women in jeopardy, right? I want our soldiers to be safe. And I get that, I don't want a war. I don't want World War III because we all know what that's going to be. Many lives lost. The draft possibility coming into it. But at the same time, I also see Trump's point of view. Strike first, or what are we supposed to do? Just let Iran get a nuclear weapon and let them hit us and then attack? Because by then it'll already be over. Especially when you're talking about nuclear weapons. But here comes the President Trump. Hopefully, we don't have no war. I don't want no war. I want our troops to be safe and our allies. But here goes President Trump.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave
good watch. If you haven't checked out that video, go.
It was quite something.
Check out the launch video. It was very cool.
Has ever flown and will very substantially pass.
I hope that they have a successful mission, and I hope the astronauts get back home safe.
Before, it's amazing. They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people.
Yeah.
We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's navy is gone. Their air force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorists.
Yeah, we're the most powerfulest country in the world. Yeah, our military is the best and the strongest. Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely been destroying these guys.
Guard corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons,
declined.
Factories and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces.
Good.
Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks.
Good.
Our enemies are losing, and America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world.
All over the world.
After rebuilding our military during my first term,
our military is strong. Let's go, baby.
The world.
Best military in the world, guys.
Are in a true sense,
we're the strongest, most powerfulest country in the world.
Well. in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America.
And I just want to say that we're not the best military in the world because of our weapons. Yes, that's a factor. Yes, that's an important part of it. But we're the most powerful and best military power in the world because of our men and women that serve in the military. That's why, because of them, because they're so brave, man. Really putting their lives on the line to protect our lives. I'm forever grateful to those warriors, to our warriors.
Free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
He's talked about Iran not having a nuclear weapon. You go all the way back. This is nothing new for all those mega supporters saying, oh my gosh, Trump is doing something that he said he would never do. No, he's talked about this before he even ran for president.
The slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel.
Yeah.
Something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting.
And not to mention, Iran also has a hostage that's an American journalist. If these Iranians are so good and nice people, they wouldn't be killing Americans and kidnapping them. So you know what? Trump does a very good job of getting me on his side and like just pointing out the obvious. Iran, screw Iran, bro. I'm Team America all the way.
And neither should any.
Even though I don't want war because I know American lives will be lost. That's part of war. Duh.
Years and should have been handled.
And that's the worst part of war, you know?
I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first. And perhaps most importantly,
Iran can't listen for all those little liberal crybabies, bro. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. They get their hands on a nuclear weapon. Who do you think they are going to strike that nuclear weapon on? That's right, America. They all and how do you know that, man? How do you know that? Well, they already made a video out of Legos showing that that's exactly what they will do.
But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster.
Yeah, disaster.
Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash.
Woo!
Green.
Why is Obama giving Iran that much money, bro? Come on, man.
He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal.
Obama, what a joke of a president, Obama. He didn't do anything for anybody.
Used him, would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts. Had I not terminated that terrible deal, I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them.
Yeah.
My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
That was a good move on our part, man. Shutting down Iran's nuclear weapons, bro. AI. Oh my gosh, what is this? Why would this even pop up in the middle of this? It pisses me off.
Nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles.
Yeah, and I wonder what they were saving those missiles for. I don't think they were just saving them to like show them off to people. Look what we got. No, they were saving them to use them against the United States of America.
wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with
Yeah.
the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like
Yeah.
nobody's ever seen before.
And who you think they was going to use that nuclear weapon on? The United States of America. That's right.
The weapons. But in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes.
Sometimes you have to strike first. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their air force and their missile program
Good job,
at levels
our
never
military.
seen before, and annihilating
Great
their
job.
defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their navy is gone. Their
Yeah.
air force is gone.
Yeah.
Their missiles are just about used up or
They're
beaten.
about cooked anyway. They might as well just go ahead and surrender.
Crush their ability to support terrorist proxies and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion.
Good, good. That's what I like to hear. I don't want it to escalate for a long time. You know, let's just get it done and over with. You know what I mean? Let's not let it drag out.
From ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I've traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families,
Yeah.
their parents, their wives,
Definitely heroes, bro.
husbands. We salute them, and now we
The
must
real MVPs of this entire situation is our men and women in uniform in the U.S. military. Those guys, you guys are the real MVPs. And if you served in the past wars with the U.S. military, you're the real MVP.
want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain.
You know, a lot of people say, well, we're fighting Israel's war. Well, that's not true. We're fighting Iran because Iran wants to get a nuclear weapon and use it against the United States. Sometimes you have to strike first. What do you want us to do? Wait till after they strike us with a nuclear weapon and then do something about it? Because at that point, it's already over. So sometimes you have to take the initiative.
Against commercial oil tankers and neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them.
I truly believe that they would use them. 100%. They already made a Lego video of them using fake nuclear weapons. So if that don't tell you anything, then nothing will.
To confront this threat, you all know that we built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now.
Now, listen, I'm a Trump supporter, but I don't know about that one, Trump, okay? Gas prices are a little bit high, but that's because of what's going on in the Middle East.
Country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Other than that, I'll just say, no tax on overtime, money, money, money. So if you work overtime, you get to keep that money in your pocket, and the government doesn't take an ounce of it thanks to President Trump.
Here, it all
People don't like talking about that, though, especially Democrats.
long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas.
We don't need their oil. So for people saying, oh, we're only going to Iran for oil, they're wrong. We have our own oil. And we just got oil from Venezuela as well. So we're stocked. It's not about oil, all right? It's about protecting America.
That Saudi Arabia and Russia combined, and that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and We're in great shape for the future. The United States
We're strong.
imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten...
Because we got our own, we got plenty of it.
They are decimated, both militarily and economically and every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it.
Yeah, so much for allies, right?
Essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be...
But then, if these allies get into a war, they expect the U.S. just to jump and help them out. But then, when we're protecting our country, they don't want to do anything. So much for freaking allies from NATO. NATO is useless.
Prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey.
Again, there would be no NATO without the United States of America, bro. Even with those countries combined, if all the world's countries came against the United States, we have a plan for that, and I believe that we would win. Obviously, it would go nuclear at that point anyway, but we'd all lose, really.
And improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved.
How long is that going to take, though? That's the question.
We are on track to complete all...
Is this going to drag on?
Objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
No, what does that mean, Trump? Oh, wow.
Not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their...
Back to the Stone Age? Bro. Well, you, dang. He's talking about destroying the entire country.
Much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it.
I would just say, if we're going this route, man, let's not drag it on, and let's just get it over with so we can bring our troops home, right? Let's not drag this out. If Trump wants to send Iran back to the Stone Age, then let's just do it hard and fast, man. Oh my gosh. I hate this! Why the heck are ads popping up, dude? Gosh.
We'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days.
I hope it don't last that long.
The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days.
Ooh, I hope it don't last that long.
The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days.
Terrible.
Iraq went
Vietnam, by the way, I believe is the only war the United States of America lost.
Military operation. So
I could be, maybe we lost another war, but I believe the Vietnam War is one that we definitely lost.
And the country has been...
So we're not undefeated. We still have that one loss. As far as I know,
really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe.
And
what
by the
they're
way,
seeing.
this is one of the reasons why I don't want this to drag on is because I do not want people's grandchildren and children going into war, right? I don't want this to last like 10 years, like a generation or whatever. If we're going to do this, we need to hit them hard and fast and get it over with, right?
Of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when
I'm watching,
we
Trump.
do,
I'm watching.
when it's all over,
I
the
got my
United
eye
States will
on
be
you.
safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America.
Definitely.
Thank you very much, and good night.
That was it? Okay, well, we didn't really learn too much there. I don't know what was happening. Okay, well, honestly, we didn't learn other than Trump wants to hit them pretty fast. So that was Trump addressing the update on our Iran war. Listen, man, I don't want this war to drag on, but do I, after listening to Trump and considering everything, I feel like we had to do this, man. Good thing Democrats a Democrat ain't, or Kamala Harris ain't president, because if Kamala Harris was president, she wouldn't do anything, and then Iran would get these nukes, and then they would just nuke us, and then it'd be over at that point. And being president, sometimes you're going to have to make the hard choices. And I feel like this was a hard choice for Trump to make. Because, they're close to getting a nuclear weapon. And no, I'm not believing the propaganda. I know that Netanyahu has been saying for a long time that Iran's close to a nuclear weapon. But, they can't have one. I know they're trying to get their hands on one, and they were in the middle of, let's not forget that they were in the process of building a nuclear weapon. And what was they going to use that nuclear weapon for? On America. So you either have two options, right? If you're President Trump, you either sit back and wait for Iran to use nuclear weapons, but at that point, it's already over, or you strike first, right? And just put it into it so they can't have a nuclear weapon to hurt the homeland, to protect American lives. And yeah, it's war, basically. And you're still putting in jeopardy American lives because of the brave men and women of our military, right? And that's one of the things I don't like about war is that American lives are going to be lost, unfortunately. Our American lives have already been lost. And, RIP to those heroes. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thoughts, and if God's real, thoughts and prayers with the family of those victims. May they rest in peace and everything. And I just don't want this war to drag on. That's what I'm hoping. So when Trump says we're going to send Iran back to the Stone Age, well, then that tells me they're going to hit them with some pretty powerful bombs. I don't think they will be nuclear, but Stone Age is getting pretty close. But we got so many powerful bombs. I'm sure he's not talking about nuclear bomb. I don't think Trump was that crazy. He's crazy, but he's not that crazy to drop a nuclear bomb out of Iran. And yeah, man, man, it's a tough situation, I don't want this war to drag on, guys. I really don't. That's why I said let's just get them done with. And nothing against the Iranian people, right? Because there are just Iranian civilians that don't have no power, just like American civilians don't have any power. And they probably don't want war either, you know what I mean? And I have nothing against those people. What I'm against is the Iranian government who wants to destroy America. We're not fighting Israel's war. right? Even though Israel was, yes, fighting Iran before we joined in, but we knew they were in the progress of making a nuclear weapon. And they was going to use it on Israel and the United States. So we're not fighting Israel's war. But I only hope that this conflict gets solved very fast. Iran should 100% surrender. Like Trump said, we already destroyed their navy. We already destroyed their army. I mean, they really don't have no planes. They can't control the skies, right? Their defense systems suck that they got from Russia and China. Maybe they should get their money back too, by the way, because those defense systems, just like Venezuela, right? Venezuela's had those high top air defense systems from China and Russia too, and they didn't do anything. So they should probably get their money back, but it's not against the Iranian citizens, it's against the Iranian government, right? And the terrorists that are over there in Iran. So I don't know how long this conflict is going to last. I hope the military draft never does happen. I want the troops to come back home ASAP, get this job done. My thoughts are with every single serviceman over there serviceman and servicewoman over there in the Middle East. The military, the U.S. military, we're the most powerful military. And again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I'll just go back to say what I said. We're the most powerful nation, not because of our weapons, which obviously weapons is a big part of it, right? But it's mainly because, in my opinion, of the brave men and women that serve in our military, that put their lives on the line to protect our rights, basically, protect our lives. And I'm so grateful for those people who are. So if you're watching this and if you've ever been in the military or if you're serving in the military now, I just want to give a big, huge thank you for all your sacrifice. I know it's not easy, and I don't want any American lives lost in this war. So I'm hoping, that it don't drag on for another 10 years or 20 years or even 1 year. No, I want it to be over with right now. So if we're going to send them back to the Stone Age, why are we dragging this out? Let's just hit them hard and fast and get it over with, right? But there's going to be Iranian civilian casualties. I don't want those people who have nothing to do with this to die, but, it's just war. War's terrible. I don't want war, but I understand at the same time why we are going to war. And for those people who are mad that, we're saying, oh, well, we attacked. Well, they were in the progress of building a nuclear bomb, and I already went over this. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear bomb. So if you're one of those bootlickers for Iran, all I really have to say is if you're for Iran, you should probably go over there and fight for Iran instead of not supporting our men and women in uniform, the U.S. Marines, the U.S. Air Force, the U.S., all of them, the U.S. Navy, all of them. Support America, and if you don't, then screw you, basically, because that just tells me you're not supporting our men and women. I don't want our men and women to go to war either. I don't. But, like I said, being president, you have to make the hard choices, and I think Trump made the right choice. Strike first before they strike us, because if they strike us first, then there's not going to be no America to defend. It's going to be over with a nuclear bomb. So, I guess Trump just had to do what he had to do, and, I just hope this war ends sooner or later, and screw Iran. They're already defeated, mostly. I mean, they're not, obviously, because they still got men and guns and all that other stuff. But they should just fully surrender. They're not going to beat us, even though Vietnam people did beat us. So, but we're way more advanced than what we were back then. So, Iran should just fully surrender. Don't agree to not have a nuclear weapon, basically. And put people in who are obviously pro your country, but obviously not somebody who wants to destroy Americans. And Iran has done plenty of damage to Americans, citizens. They killed Americans. There's actually an American journalist who is currently being held hostage by the Iranian regime. So I hope she's able to get back. So for anybody to say, well, Iranians never did anything to us, yeah, they have. They threaten American lives every day. They were building a nuclear bomb to use it against the United States. Again, the evidence is self-evident that they were planning on using that nuclear bomb against America. And not only that, they held American hostages. So yeah, these people do hate America. So I don't understand. I mean, other than the point of, yeah, no war. Yeah, I get all that side of it, right? But at this point, I mean, there's nothing we can really do. We're already at war with Iran, and all we can really do is hope that, it don't drag on, because I don't want it to drag on. I would just say, let's just get it over with. Why are we dragging it? If Trump wants to bring them back to the Stone Age, basically starting at square one, then we should just hit them hard and fast and get it over with. And, yeah, anyway, that's my 2 cents, guys. Yeah, man, if you believe in God, just pray for our men and women in the military. And hopefully this war is going to be over soon. But we 100%, and I don't want the military draft, I don't want people's children to be dragged into war, right? But if you signed up for the military, and God bless you if you did sign up for the military, and I'm hopefully that you're safe. But kind of know what you're signing up for, right? At that point, you're signing up to put your life on the line, essentially, to protect American lives and the American Constitution and the American way, right? So, yeah, I'm just hoping that all the military men and women are safe. And again, thank you so much for your service. And we got to support our troops. That's why I'm hoping for a quick solution. Iran really should just surrender. They're already beaten extensively. I mean, I know they're not totally beaten right now, but they're on the verge of just losing this war. So they're either going to take an L or they're going to fully surrender. Okay, and yeah, that's all I really got to say about this entire thing. About the Iranian war. I'm sure more will come out. Trump wants to hit him where it hurts. Is the war necessary? I wish it wasn't, but it is. And it is what it is. Keep American life safe. You got to make it the tough decision. Again, thank goodness Kamala wasn't president, because if she was, she wouldn't even attack Iran. She would just let Iran attack us first, and by that point, again, it would be a nuclear bomb, and it would already be over. And Iran already shown and proven over and over again that they hate America and they hate Americans. So if you support Iran, if you're an American, first off, F you. Second off, just know that if you were to go over to the country of Iran, you probably would get held hostage and you probably would get your head cut off. So there you go. That's how Iran feels about you if you support Iran and you're an American citizen. Screw Iran. I hope that our military prevails, which I totally believe that we will, and I'm hoping for a safe return for all of our men and women in uniform. And with that, guys, I know I got a lot more to say, but I think I'll just hold it. And with that, guys, I will see you guys in the... Hold on. I want to end the video as soon as I say next one. Wait a minute. Okay. I will see you guys in the next one.